Why, hello there, everybody. How are you doing today? It's me again. And again, I'm here to give you yet another update. And just as in days past, my phone still has not gone one ringy-dingy. And still today, even after all of these days, that my phone has not gone one ringy-dingy, I will say my phone has not gone one ringy-dingy yet. Because it's going to. I do not have to make it happen. I do not have to force anyone. I do not have to convince anyone of anything. Why do I know that my phone is going to ring? Well, because we are a country of laws. And all I'm doing is reporting crimes. The problem is, the same problem that I'm going through is the same problem that the country's going through. We are reporting crimes to the very criminals who have been committing those crimes. You now know who the threat is. Now, what exactly are you going to do about it? Now, Fascist Book has decided that, well, hello, I cannot share my little videos into groups anymore until a Thursday at 3:51 p.m. Okay. So what do? Does that mean I stop making my videos? Of course not. Because if I'm not willing to tell the truth, if I'm not myself, first willing to admit the truth to myself, then how in the world can I ever be expected to tell the truth to another? Look at that, light bulb's coming on. And if I'm not willing to say it to one, tell the truth to one, to 2, to 10, to 100, then what in the world makes me think that I would be willing or capable of telling the truth to 10,000, 100,000, millions? So, I tell the truth no matter if it's just to myself, or to 1, or to 10, or to 100, or to 1,000, or to 1,000,000. Why, Kay? Why do you do that, you may ask? I'm so glad you ask. Because it's not my job. It's not my job to make sure that everybody hears the truth. It is my job my one and only job is to tell the truth. Period. 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 Just like it's not my job, nor is it any law-abiding citizen's job, to make sure that no crime is committed. It is their job as a law-abiding citizen to make sure that they themselves obey the law. Then the next thing that they need, that the law-abiding citizen's job is, the next thing is, it is their job to make sure that our laws are enforced and upheld. And that's where a lot of you all are losing it. Because you believe that the people with the titles are in charge. They're not in charge. Here in the United States of America, we are a constitutional republic. We, the people, we, the law-abiding people, are in charge. And they are trying to use brain-dead people, slaves, deceived people, to circumvent the Constitution, to circumvent Almighty God's law. And they're losing. They're being outed. They're being outed. So, what Facebook does and comes up and says, hello, you can't say that anymore. That is supposed to make Facebook the bad guy. That's also for the vast majority of you all, that would tell you all, well, hello, see, they won't let me, so I'm just not going to tell the truth. Me? I'm going to keep telling the truth. Period. A while back, one of my Facebook friends posted out, they're squelching conservative speech on Twitter. They're not allowing conservatives to speak on Twitter. What is the solution? And he didn't like my solution. I said, well, just don't use Twitter. There was conservative speech. There was biblical beliefs. There were spiritual beliefs long before the internet. And guess what? There will be conservative thought, beliefs, political thought and beliefs, spiritual thought and beliefs long after the internet is gone. How about that? How about that? They need you to believe that they are in charge. And Facebook has told me that, they didn't even tell me why I was banned. They just said, well, they don't call it banned either. They call it restricted. I see. So you were restricted from posting to groups that you are a member of, and we're not telling you why. We're just telling you stop saying what you're saying. That tells me I'm going to keep saying what I'm saying. That tells me it bothers them. That tells me that it bothers the control freaks. So guess what? I'm going to keep on saying what I'm saying, what I'm supposed to say. I'm going to keep telling the truth. Because I'm the only one, look at that, light bulb's coming on. I am the only one that can prevent me from telling the truth. Just like I am the only one that can allow me to lie. How about that? The question is, what exactly are you going to do? Are you moved by the masses? Do you need 700,000 people behind you agreeing with you before you will actually stand for something? Or are you willing to be like little David, be like Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, be like Moses, and stand all by your little lonesome against the big bad people that are supposed to be in control? Notice, please, all three won their battle. David killed Goliath. Moses got the children of Israel out of Egypt. And Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, though they were bound and thrown into the fiery furnace, the only thing that burned off of them were the ropes that bound them. So, what are you going to do? Are you willing to stand alone, or do you need the support of others? Well, if you need I'm going to tell you the only support that you need. If you're looking for the support of man, you're looking for the wrong kind of support, because man will fail you. Carnal man will fail you if they're not pointing you to your Creator. If they're not pointing you to a relationship with Jesus Christ, if all they're doing is giving you busy work, rules and regulations, you're going to fail. But if you seek the face of your Creator and you stand where your God tells you to stand, and you say what your God tells you to say, and you do what your God tells you to do, you will win. You, every single time. Every single time. And oh, by the way, if a big audience is what you desire, then you're an attention whore. Period. So, Facebook, I tell you this, thank you, sir. May I have another? Because you are proving my point. And you know what, Facebook, or fascist book, or idiot book, you are not going to prevent me from telling the truth. You are not going to silence my voice. Because it's not my job to make sure that hundreds of thousands or millions of people hear it. It's my job to simply tell it, say it. It's not my job to make sure that everybody knows the truth. It's my job to make sure that I always tell the truth. It's not my job to make sure that all the criminals are pointed out and all the criminals are taken away. No, it's my job to make sure that I obey the law. And the last thing is my job. My last job is to make sure that, in other words, my job is to hold myself accountable. The only one that has to explain my actions is me. Period. And that means that the only one that can affect my actions are me. Period. Now, according to our laws, according to the Word of Almighty God, it is my job as a believer to make sure that after holding myself accountable, I demand that everyone who has taken an oath, and that oath is to be held accountable, are indeed held accountable, and they do their job, and they enforce and uphold our laws. And if that person refuses to do so, then according to our founding documents, which is our founding document is the Declaration of Independence, we the people have the right to go in and remove the fake and fraud and counterfeit simply because they did not fulfill their oath. They are not upholding our laws by whatever means necessary. And that's what we're doing. That's what's going on today. The fakes and frauds are being outed. It's time to remove these fakes and frauds. The only question that remains is, what exactly are you going to do? Me, I'm going to keep standing and telling the truth. I'm going to keep standing and reporting the crimes, because I know it's only a matter of time before a real law enforcement officer, before a real, true, godly authority hears it, sees the injustice, and applies the law, removes the threats, so that our country can operate properly, so that the bullies can no longer bully. That's what's going on in our country today. The only question is, what exactly are you going to do? Just saying.